All right, so we're just gonna start with question one, and we'll move on from there. And if you have a question, just speak up, and I'll handle it as best as I can. Keep in mind, I'm not perfect, so let's get straight into it. Uh, I just got a couple things to say before I start, real quick. I have a different way of solving it than Miss Kelly's way. I'm gonna show you Miss Kelly's way. I'm also gonna show you my way. I feel like my way is less confusing, but Miss Kelly's way, if you don't use Miss Kelly's way, she takes off points. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna use it my way. So let's get straight into it. So we have Miss Kelly hates to run. If she runs a distance of 150 meters starting from rest and accelerates at 0.03 meters per second squared, what is her final velocity? So we have our givens. We have her the distance. Uh, Distance equals 150. Our displacement. We have displacement equals 150. She's starting from rest, so we know V of I equals 0. Then we have acceleration, which is acceleration equals 0.03 m slash s squared m slash s. So we have all that. Now we need to find what is her final velocity. So our unknown is her v of f. And I memorized the equation. So one of the things we can use is the a equals v of f squared minus v of I squared over 2 delta d. You can use that one. So Miss Kelly's way, she would have you isolate the variable, so we're going to isolate it her way. So we want v of f. So multiply both sides by 2 delta d to cancel out. A times 2 delta d equals v of f squared minus v of I, then add v of I on both sides, squared of course. Cancels out, and then we have
Starting at 10.
v of I squared plus a times 2 delta d equals v of f squared. And just to get rid of that squared, we'll have to square root it. So we square root it, it cancels out. So that's our formula we're going to be using. And so to substitute it in, v of I we said was equal to 0, so 0 squared plus parentheses for this real quick. Plus
bust down,
0.03 times 2 delta d, that's 300, so 0.03 times 300, that equals, and the square root of that equals v of f. So we're just going to do 0.03 times 300. 300.
Yo, I love that. Squirt with the icky come.
100. And then, since 0 squared is just 0, you don't do anything for that.
Andrew, Basil's in the waiting room.
Sketty. Baggy, gay.
Thank you, Mr. Panus, baby, for joining us.
Hey,
5 minutes late.
Glad to be here.
So, Mr. Panus, we're basically almost done with question 1, so if you would like to hop onto question 2, which I will go over it, be nice, Mr. Panus.
Oh, for sure, Mr. Sauce. Thank you. Thank you for being a wonderful teacher.
No problem, Mr. Baby Panus. Alright, so I got distracted. So 0, at 0, this is basically nothing. So 0.03 times 300, you get 9. Then you do the square root of 9 equals 3. So v of f equals 3m slash s. The way to write this out in a sentence is Miss Kelly's final velocity was 3 meters per second. Then I'm just gonna, if someone would like to go onto the PDF, because I got logged out of Schoology on this computer, and check that is correct, I would like
Yeah, it's right.
All right. I'm gonna show you my way to do it. I'm only going to show you guys this once. So we're just going to use the same problem. So we're just going to delete everything. Sorry, I just want to show you guys my way because her way takes a little long. So my way, instead of how do I go back to? No. All right, there we go. So I wouldn't isolate first. She wants us to isolate first. So what I would just do, I would say, I'll just plug in the numbers, be like Mr. Finch says, plug and play. So I got 0.03 equals v of f squared, which is what we're trying to find, minus 0 squared over 2 delta d is 300. Then I would isolate like that. So I would multiply 300 on both sides. So that cancels out. Multiply 300 on this side, and we said that equals 9. So 9 equals v of f squared minus 0. So plus 0 on both sides, that doesn't do anything. Square root that to get v of f by itself. Square root 9, you get 3. That's how I would still solve it. I isolate at the end. But I showed you Miss Kelly's way, use Miss Kelly's way. On to question 2.
Andrew, someone else is in the waiting room.
Yeah.
You didn't sound very optimistic though.
Thank you, Mr. Stenson, for joining us 7 minutes after class has started. I will please stay after class. We'll have a discussion.
Is there any way I can get my B to an A? Maybe
If
a
you,
little persuasion.
this is being recorded and putting on YouTube, so I'm not legally allowed to say anything.
Oh, my bad.
Let me. I see Mira's little reaction. All right, so moving on to question 2. All right, so it's boring. Miss Kelly's husband loves to play video games. If his character gets thrown backwards, so he's going backwards, that's a key word. I would underline that. With the initial velocity of 25 m/s. So, yes. And comes to stop. Comes to stop means that's v of f. So we got v of f as well. After 4 seconds, we have time. What was his displacement? Or his distance, basically. So, let me think real quick. All right, so it gives us v of I, which we said it was negative 25, and his v of f equals 0. His time equals what was it, 4 seconds? Yes. And we're trying to find displacement. And then what equation would y'all use to solve this problem?
Well, first in order to find delta d, you probably have to find acceleration first. So you would first do acceleration equals v of f minus v of I divided by delta t.
Yes, that's exactly what you do. You want acceleration, so you'd use a equals v of f minus v of I over delta t. Good job, Zachary. So let's do it Miss Kelly's way. It's already in Miss Kelly's way. So a equals, we said v of f was 0 minus negative 25. That's a negative 25 over 4. 0 minus negative 25, that is 25. So 25 over 4, we said that was, we're going to say that is 6.25. So we got acceleration equals 6.25. All right, so we're just going to write that on the side real quick. I don't have space. I'm going to erase this. That doesn't work. Now, now that we have acceleration, what's going to be our next step? What's going to be our next
Andrew, I have a question.
Yes.
So since the 25 is negative, would 6.25 be negative or positive?
Well, it's v of f minus v of I, right?
Hmm.
And it's, so v of f we said was 0 minus negative 25. The way I
becomes
check
positive.
this does get
Wait.
confusing.
You
Yeah?
Wait,
put a
Andrew.
line through it
What line?
to make it positive.
What do you mean?
So it's positive 25. Yeah, I get it now because
Yeah.
well, you can do that and then
Mm,
you can tell it's positive.
no, but if it goes from an initial velocity of 25 and it comes to a stop, that means the acceleration is 0 or it's
What?
negative.
No. What?
It's
Because
decelerating.
if it's slowing down to a stop, that means the acceleration.
Listen,
I'm pretty sure
I got
it's
a better
25,
thing for
dude.
you. Listen.
It's not. It's positive 25, right? It's not negative 25.
Listen.
But he's slowing
No,
down.
it's
so
negative
it has to be
25.
I
negative.
got something to say to y'all. Since we're trying to find displacement, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. We're just gonna get the same answer no matter what if it's negative, right?
No,
Yeah, but like,
because
That just
when
makes
you
sense,
plug
right?
when you plug it into the other equation, that changes the sign of the second part of the delta D equation.
but that's fine because like you just
Yeah.
have to make sure you get the right number. But like initial velocity and final velocity can only be negative if the object is going downwards, not backwards.
If it's
Yeah, so if it's backwards, that
Only if
doesn't change if it's
freefall.
positive or negative, only if it's falling downwards. So I don't think its initial velocity is negative 25. I think it's 25.
But you can thrown backwards.
Okay,
No,
Yeah.
I think.
It
I
is
like
negative
Mira as our
25.
teacher.
It's
Yeah, I
negative
think it is negative
25.
25 because I did the equation earlier
Yeah.
using positive 25, and I didn't get the answer that she got.
So,
She
like,
got.
I know-
Because he
yeah.
goes
Because-
50 meters backward.
How about this? We see what I get, and if my positive or negative is wrong, then we know it was positive 25.
Okay.
We can
I
s-
mean, you're gonna get 50. Like if you use negative 25, you're gonna get negative 50. If you use 25, you're gonna get 50. I mean, it's just like I don't think velocity can be negative if it's not going in a downwards direction. That's what I think. But
Give me 1 second.
Pretty
also
sure if
looked
you
it
go
up,
backwards,
too.
it's also negative.
Yeah, I
Like-
think it can also be negative.
It's lovely
Can-
background you got there.
It has to
I
be
looked up
negative
how
because
can
it has to
initial
cancel out
velocity
with
be negative.
acceleration.
Thank you, Max.
Because
Yeah, it has
acceleration
to-
is negative.
Negative velocity just means velocity in the opposite direction that which
So in this
that's
case,
what would be
forwards.
positive. From that point of
Okay,
view,
so
you
no
cannot have
negative.
negative velocity in itself, only negative velocity in a given direction.
You need it to be negative because then you're going to get a negative acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, the negative would be right then.
Because he's slowing down, so that's the only thing that makes sense. You don't have a positive acceleration. Slow down.
That is factual.
I mean, but I used 0 minus 25, like positive initial velocity of 25, and I got positive 50 meters when the answer is negative 50 meters.
It really the way you
It
get it
really
right is
doesn't
how you write
matter.
it. You have
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
way
yeah.
you're gonna write it from what I'm looking is like he lands blah blah blah. He lands. You said it was 50 meters. He lands
Mhm.
50 meters from where he was thrown, and that if you write it like that, then that would mean that's negative basically, because he
That's
goes
true.
back 50
Yeah.
meters. That's just the way you write it. So let's go back to this. We're just gonna use that. I think it is gonna be negative acceleration. We'll change that. All right, now that we have acceleration time, v of f and v of I, what's the next formula we're gonna use?
Well, you're gonna do delta
Can
D.
someone
equals
other
V-
besides
oh,
Zach
my bad.
please speak?
You can use
Delta D.
Yes.
Yes. The last one, the delta D
My apologies, dude. I'll try that talk.
equals v of I times delta t plus 1/2 of a times delta t squared. So let's since we're just solving for delta t, we don't have to isolate anything, so we can just plug and play. So v of I, we said it was 25. 25 times 4, that's 100. 1/2 of 6.25, so we got by 2. I'm too lazy to do that. We get 3.125. That's 3.125 times 4 squared, which is 16. And we said it was negative. Acceleration is negative.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we said it was negative anyway. So negative 3.125 times 16. That gives you negative 50. So 100 minus 50, what is that?
50.
Correct. So the way you would write this is, yeah, acceleration is negative. The acceleration was negative, by the way. The way you'd write this is, like I said, his character gets thrown 50 meters from the. Let me rephrase it. His character gets displaced 50 meters from where he was thrown. That's one way you would write it. And check on her Google sheet if I was correct on that answer.
Yeah, you're right.
It is.
All right, I'll move on to the next one.
Negative.
Any questions about number 2?
I'm gonna message Miss Kelly and ask her about the negative velocity, and I'll let y'all know on the Slack.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
Drew.
Yes, Alan.
Did you get positive 50 or negative 50?
That's what we just talked about.
Sorry.
I got positive 50.
I got
You-
positive 50.
The
as
only way
well.
you can get negative 50 is if you get like
If you use negative initial
Mhm.
velocity.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for her answer, she said she got negative 50.
Yeah, we just changed it to fit the situation.
It just if you want to use positive 50, then you just gotta write that they went backwards. So
Yeah.
Just right, he was displaced backwards, and she'll know that's negative.
Okay, so
Makes sense.
on to the next question, number 3. I don't know about you guys, but me and my group that were assigned number 4, we were really confused by that question. Or number 3,
Number
yeah.
3 or number 4?
Number 3, number 3.
Is it the conversion
what are you-
part?
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked her some questions about this.
All right.
What is she
I
saying?
understand it, so I could also help it.
Yeah,
A baseball is a baseball is thrown from the pitching mound to home. 18.44 meters. All right, so I'm just gonna write down her displacement was 18.44. Oh gosh. With the initial velocity. All right, so we have miles per hour, right? Initial velocity. Yeah, V of I. V of I equals 96 miles per hour. It has a final velocity of 92, so we have V of F equals 92 miles per hour. By the time across some plate, what was acceleration? So we're trying to find acceleration. So the first thing I would do right here, I would convert everything to meters per second. So let me think, I would do that. So we got 96 miles. Is that meters? No, that's miles, right? Yeah, that's miles.
Miles per hour, yeah.
Miles per hour. Let me
1
think.
mile is 216.
Yeah. Let me just think real quick. All right, so for every 1 mile, it's like 1609 or something meters, right?
Yeah.
1609.344.
I was pretty close. Point what?
344.
I think you just used the whole number because that's what it is on the conversion sheet.
Yeah, but do you really want a rounded number when you could get a more accurate number? I would use.
I don't know.
I personally
know
like
what she
using
would
a
want.
more accurate number.
Wait, for the exam, don't we need to print out something?
You could
It
if
was
you
the
want
Yeah,
to.
the reference
reference
sheet.
sheet.
Reference sheet. What about the actual conversion sheet? Do you need to print that out?
If you want
Yeah.
to.
If you want to,
That's
yeah.
the same thing, is it not?
No, because the other one's a
No.
formula sheet. The other one's like the conversion sheet.
So to convert this miles to meters, we'll have to multiply the whole thing by 1,609.344. So 96 times 1609.344. You'd get a big number, and I don't want to say it because I will mess up.
Say it.
154,497 and 20.024. I think that's thousands. 497.024. That's meters per hour, right?
Yeah.
Hour. Now, how many minutes are in an hour?
60.
Multiply this by 60 again.
No, you divide it.
Yeah, I'm tired, yeah. Yes. If you were going from hours, yes. Yes. That would make sense to multiply it. Thank you, Mira. Divide it by 60. Divide that by 60. You'd get 257.4.9504. And that's my meters to minutes. How many minutes are in a second? How many seconds are in a
Six.
minute? 60. Then you
60.
divide by 60 again. And your final answer for that would be 42.91584. So we're just going to write on the side V of I equals 42.91584. Now that we did for V of F, we have to do it for V of I. V of I. Now that we did for V of I, we have to do it for V of F. It's been a long day. Any questions so far?
You have to
Going.
round the 42.91958.
You could, but like I've
Okay.
been
Andrew,
saying,
so what I did was I didn't round it till the very end, and I
yeah,
got a different answer than Miss Kelly. I got negative 4.07, but then when I rounded the numbers, like right after I got initial velocity and final velocity, I got Miss Kelly's answer.
that's funny
So
because she tells us not to round
yeah,
it until
exactly.
the
So
end.
I messaged her about that as well,
Not,
about whether to round at the end, and I'll let you know on the Slack as well.
she usually says for us to not
Round at the
round till the
end.
end.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm gonna do right now. It just for me, it's just easier.
yeah.
So now we did for V of A, we have to do for V of F. So how about this? How about y'all do for V of F? You round that to meters per second, and we'll see what the answer is. If you've already done it, just sit back. I'll do it on the side. If you get an answer, put it in chat. Yes. Wait. I got what Lois got.
What did Lois get?
Lois got 41.13. I guess you got 41.12768.
I got something close to that.
We'll just go over it one more. Oh, cause y'all, I'm using like 1,609.344.
Yeah, I just used 1,609.
Yeah, you can use that. So as long as it's around it, I think it's just fine. Cause it's gonna be multiple choice.
Yeah, if it's like free response, I'm pretty sure she'll be lenient as long as you're like in the same range. So I wouldn't stress too much about that.
Wait. What did you guys get for the final velocity? 41 point.
You're off by like 0.0.
You guys are probably like off by 0.01 or 0.001.
Yeah, we're all a bit off from each other.
All right, now that we got V of F and V of I and distance, all we need is to find acceleration. So what formula would we use to find acceleration?
We can use VF equals what is it? It's A equals VF minus VI over T.
You mean T?
Oh no, we don't have T. Oh, we don't have T. It's A equals VF squared minus VI squared over 2 delta D.
Yes. So we're just gonna write that out. A equals VF squared minus VI squared over delta 2 delta D. Now, oh shoot, the meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay, that's cool.
I think we can just rejoin after.
Yeah, if you guys want, unless you guys want to go to the government one, I'll continue this. So, V of F squared we said was 41, the 41.12768. We gotta square that and we gotta subtract it by, I'm a little dumb, I meant 41. I'm stumbling. And minus 42.91584 squared. So let's just do that right now. Take that squared minus this squared. Messed up. 42.91584 squared. All right. Yes. Got the correct answer. So what you would get is you would get negative 150.283261, or something around the 150s when if you didn't use the exact one. And then 2 delta D, so you got 18.44. Times that by 2 because that's the formula. And then you divide negative 150 by 36.88. That's right, right?
Oh wait, can you not like okay, what I've been doing so far is just I've been doing it like step by step. So like I do 41.11 whatever minus 41.906 whatever and I get negative 150. And then I do that divided by 2 and then multiply by 18.44. And that gets you a different number.
I would multiply the denominators first before you use that. Like
Okay.
before you, yeah.
Yeah, so
You
you
have
would
to
do
multiply
division
delta D
last.
before too.
Yeah,
Wait.
keep it together.
You would divide
Don't do it
last. Okay.
separately.
Why did I get?
Yeah.
I need to get into that habit. of
You
doing
get the same. You get the same. You get the same answer. Just
It's just complicated. I wouldn't.
just
That
more
would screw you up.
complicated, dog.
Yeah.
Is that the correct answer? Negative 4.07.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
That's weird.
Why? What
Why?
happened?
The acceleration. Well.
Because it's slowing down from 96 to 92. So
Wait,
Yeah,
it
what
comes-
did you get?
The final answer I got was negative 4.07. 492 blah blah blah. But she only wants the first 2 decimals.
Oh, that's not what I got at all.
Oh, where'd you mess up at?
Okay, so I probably messed something up in the calculations. Hold on.
Anyone have any questions about this? Please speak now or forever hold your peace.
Would you know how many questions there are, and if there's like if there's FRQs or like written
Oh,
responses?
test.
Yeah.
For the test, I wouldn't know, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot like last test. So like most of it's gonna be multiple choice, but there's gonna be like maybe like a two questions that are like multiple parts for constructive response, then maybe like 1 or 2 like constructive responses, which are like, oh, what's this answer? Like the exit ticket she has.
Do you think
Yeah.
she's gonna
We'll
take anything
probably
from
have
like
one with
the physics lab, the physics classroom?
What do you mean the physics
Well,
class?
the thing is weird. Every time you refresh it, you get like if you guys did the car one, every time you refresh it, it changes the order. So there's no way for her to grade that. Because I
Yeah.
was checking my answers on that with somebody else, and we kept getting different answers. And when I messaged her about one of them, she said like animation 4 was F, and I just tested it, and animation 4 was an F.
All right, so Lois, did you figure out your problem?
Andrew, I think at some point you mentioned there being some type of government review. Can you send that? Do you have the Zoom link for that? So
I do
attend
not.
that?
I'm not in government,
I
but I
got
can get it for you.
Alright,
I
thank
got
you.
negative 3.41.
What was your numerator and denominator, Lois?
I got for my numerator, I did 41.13 squared minus 42.92 squared over 2 times 18.44.
All right. Slow down. Are you putting that
So were
all
your
into
final-
wait? Are you putting that all into your calculator just like that?
No, I'm doing it separately so that I don't mess
Alright.
up.
So when you multiply your your final velocity and your not multiply, when you're like subtract on the top, what's your final number on the top for numerator? Like after you do the process.
Negative 125.682.
See, that's where it's messed up. It's negative 125.
Was it because I rounded off the velocities?
But even if you round it off, it shouldn't be that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna try and calculate it.
this is kind of random, but did anyone do the fill in the blank for like the projectile motion stuff? Because I can't find any of the answers.
Okay, I got negative 150.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Okay.
accurate.
Don't know what I did there, but it's okay.
How's the fill in the blank?
All right. Moving on. Actually, we have 3 minutes. I feel like I'm just gonna stop this Zoom, and if you guys still want to go on, then I'll continue going on. So in like 2 minutes, try rejoining the Zoom. Unless y'all have a question about question 3.
Hey, Andrew, after I'm done with my my little this review key thing, can I show it to you? And
Yeah.
okay, is it too much for you?
No.
Okay,
So I gotta do it anyway.
and
I haven't started it.
I think I'm gonna go finish the review up.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Sauls.
No problem. All right. So I'm gonna end the Zoom right now. If you guys want to continue doing the review session, then just join the Zoom again. Bye. All right. I think that's everybody. So we're gonna go on and we're gonna move on to the next one, question 4. If no one has any questions about number 3. So let's go. All right. So we're gonna be now we're gonna move in. This is gonna be the Y or X. Never mind. I'm mistaken. We haven't gotten there yet. So we're still on this. So the television is dropped from a rest, so we can just automatically write down V of I equals 0. It takes 3.6 seconds time.
Andrew, you should draw the downward arrow too, as a reference.
Yes.
I mean, do we have to though?
I mean, it helps, but
It
I
helps a
don't think you have
lot.
to.
It lets you know if the answer should be positive or negative, which I think helps a lot.
That's true, actually. Yeah. Never mind.
PowerPoint's really good, but I don't have it. All right, so since it's going downwards, how tall is the building? Acceleration is always going to be
Negative 9.8.
negative 9.8. At 8. So we're looking for height. So height's going to be dealing with delta D. So let me think of a way to find this. Oh, that is weird. How would you guys find this? What formula? Good. We would use the delta D one. And my internet's bad. Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Sorry, my
Yeah.
internet was bad. So
Would
we
our
have del-
delta D be negative?
would come to that bridge when we come to that bridge.
It'd be positive in this case because it's asking for the height of the building and not how far the television fell.
Yeah, we
Yes.
always have to look at the context.
V of I times delta T. I'm gonna show you guys a quick life hack. So if you see V of I is 0, you can automatically just scratch that, right? Because this is 0, 0 times anything is 0. You can automatically scratch that, unless you want to do it all the way. So now we're left with delta D equals 1/2 of A times delta T squared. And we're going to write that down. 1/2 of A is going to be negative 4.8 times delta T squared. Now all we have to do is do 3.6 squared in our calculators. Ugh. And that is 12.6. So 12.96 actually. So you're going to take negative 4.8 and you're going to multiply it by 12.6. So do that. 4.8. Your answer should be around negative 62.208.
Wait, I'm confused. Where'd you get negative 4.8?
What's All right, so in the formula, I got this. D equals V of I times delta T plus 1/2 of A times delta T squared. The 1/2 and A, they belong together.
Oh, okay.
So what's 1/2 of negative 9.8?
It's a 4.9. You put
Oh
4.8.
shit, I'm dumb. Why didn't y'all correct me?
Oh, I
You
was
guys
Somebody
know
dumb.
just
that
corrected
I had
you.
a long day. Come on. Come on, guys. I was
I have to.
close. So now that you have negative, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Now you got negative 4.9. You can multiply that by 12.96. And your answer should be a little different than the first time around. It should be 63.504. And so the way you would write it out is the building's height. The building's height is 63.5 meters tall. That's how you'd write the question out. Any questions on question 4? Going once, going twice. Solved. Okay. How are y'all feeling about the test tomorrow? It's tomorrow, right? Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be time consuming.
E.
All right. Is this the last question? I think we have one more. All right, we'll do 5 and 6. Then we'll call it a day. So an egg is thrown straight up in the air from the ground with a velocity of point. Oh yeah, I remember doing this one. Okay. Oh, let me just. All right. An egg is thrown straight up in the air from the ground. Where is it? From the ground with a velocity of 0.5 m/s. How long will it take for the egg to splat on the ground? So we're looking for delta t, and we don't have anything besides basically acceleration. Trying to think, how did I solve this?
You have final velocity of 0 when you throw it up,
Yeah.
and you have an initial velocity of 0 when it falls.
Yes. Let me just.
You
So
have
I.
enough stuff to solve for the up arrow.
Wow. So the way I solved this, I solved this a couple hours ago. I just put delta v equaled 0.5 because it didn't say final anything. It just said with the velocity. I guess you could do final velocity. Either way, it's still gonna be 0.5. Time can't be negative. So if you have velocity or v of f, basically have velocity. Uh, what equation would you use if you have velocity, acceleration, and trying to find delta t?
The first one.
Yes, you would. And now to plug in the numbers, you would do. Thanks, Mira, for the decorative things. You do negative 9.8 equals delta t over 0.5. And you can do negative 0.5. No, 0.5 minus 0 equals 0.5. Yeah, velocity equals 0.5. So, what you do with Miss Kelly's way, you would multiply both sides by delta t to cancel each other out, times by delta t. Divide this by negative 9.8 on both sides. So you just flip the equation around, so you get delta t equals 0.5 over negative 9.8. Put that into your calculators. 0.5 divided by negative 9.8. You get 0.5010204 blah blah blah. But you're not done yet, because that's just one arrow going up. Now you need the arrow going down. And all you really have to do for that, you got to look out for the problems like these. You got to multiply by 2. Because if it's 0.5 going up, it's going to take 0.5 going down. So you multiply that by 2, you get 0.102, which would be the final answer. Seconds.
I think you'll leave it at point.
0.1. You can leave at 0.1.
Yeah, basically.
I just put 0.102. But that would be the correct answer. So the way you'd write this is the egg was in the air for a total of 0.1 seconds. So any questions on that? No questions? Uh, for me, look, this is how you know you messed up on the signs, or little hack. Since time can't be negative, my final answer was really a negative, but I know time can't be negative. It just makes sense, so that's why I wrote it as a positive over here. Just helping y'all out right there. Little TikTok life hack, you know those. I don't even know those are a thing. Anyway, next question. Last question. Wow. I would hate being a teacher right now.
I could help, like jump in if you need it.
No, I'm fine. It's just no one's talking and it hurts my feelings. A care package. All right, now
Talk,
number
talk,
6 is gonna
talk,
be
talk.
number 6 is gonna be one of those.
If you want
Is
me
it
to talk, I
X
can.
or
Do you want us
Y?
to talk?
Andy, would you like me to talk?
All right. So number 6 is one of those. Is it X or Y? Going like this, basically. Yeah, it makes sense. So really, this is how you get tripped up on these questions. I have a little trouble dealing with them, but it's all good. So you have a care package. A care package is dropped to an island from a plane traveling 245 meters per second from a height of 10,000 meters. So uh, over here, I'm gonna break this into two things on the left side, X and Y. These are gonna be my givens. So I know the plane is traveling 245 meters per second. So I know velocity on X equals 245. I know that the height or the distance for Y equals 10,000 meters. All right, and then just trying to check something real quick. I know that velocity is constant, so v of I equals 245 on X, blah, blah, blah. You guys have a big deal. We know acceleration on Y equals negative 9.8. And we know acceleration on X is going to be 0. There's no acceleration on X. And time is same on both. That's a big problem. On the homework for like question like 2.2b or one of them or 1b, whichever one it was, the way you could get it, you'd have to find time, and not a lot of people realized that time was same on X and Y, and that helps a lot if you know that time is the same on both sides. Just a little another life hack for major souls. Anyway, moving
Very
on.
nice, Andrew. Thank you.
Thank you. How long will it take to hit the ground? So we're saying how long it'll take to hit the ground, so we're going to be focusing on Y for this problem, for this question. So time, we're looking for time. Look at that. So our unknown is delta t, and our knowns are the distance we have, the acceleration we have. So let me just think of a problem, question. We know v of I, sorry, I was thinking. V of I equals 0 meters per second. Because it was dropped, and when you drop something, it's 0 meters per second. So with that, we can use the delta D equals V of I. Oh, we could. Yeah, we could. We could. Yeah. Times delta T plus 1/2 of A times delta T. Now, not a lot of thinking me like, Andrew, how are we going to isolate this?
There's two t's on one of them squared. No problem, children. This is why I am here.
Well, what you could do is do it my way, plug in everything. So you could do 10,000 equals V of I. V of I is 0. Oh, what do we say about if V of I equals 0? Someone please. I can.
You could take out the whole part with the zero.
Yes, you could take out the
One
whole
of
part.
Andrew's life hacks.
Then what's 1/2 of A? What's half of negative 9.8? Good job. Times delta t squared. So we got 10,000 equals negative 4.9 times delta t squared. All right. So now you divide both sides by negative 4.9. Whoa. This is going to be funny if it doesn't work.
It would be rather funny, actually. I'd probably laugh.
I would laugh too. So you get like 240.8161 blah 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 63 equals delta t squared. Square that and square this. If someone please have her sheet. Who has her answer sheet up right now or knows the answer?
She got, what is it, 6? She got 11,000. Wait, what's it asking for? How long will
Time.
it take to hit? 45.18 seconds.
If you do it my way, you get the exact answer.
Did you get it?
I got the exact answer. If you square that, you get 45.17539.515. And the way you write it is 45.18. If she asks for a sentence and you go to the right, blah, 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 blah. I'm a mobile rapper. The way you'd write it is it took the box or the care package 45.18 seconds to hit the floor. Any questions on how I got that? I could do it Miss Kelly's way if you guys want me to.
Please.
I think you do my mumble rap.
So you guys want me to do it Miss Kelly's way?
Yes, please.
Oh gosh, this is what happened. So Miss Kelly's way, the way we do this is, we wouldn't even use this equation to be honest. I don't want to do that equation. I will look for V of F. So first I'll do the A equals V of F squared minus V of I squared over delta.
Quite the household.
Sorry, something just happened. 2 delta D. And then, Miss Kelly's way, we would isolate it and someone type in chat, blah, blah, blah. Someone's mom is mad. Yes, Lois, someone's mom is very mad. But we're just going to ignore what she said and we're just going to keep working. So we're going to find V of F. All right. I'm not explaining my way. I'm sorry. So we're finding V of F. And with V of F, we can find delta T by using the A equals V of F minus V of I over delta T. Y'all understand that? What I'm
Why don't you
doing?
just use the third equation?
Because I really don't want to do it with T and T squared. Because I really don't want to. And I want to go the long way.
Wait, Andrew, could you explain one
Wait,
thing
now
real quick?
Now I'm confused.
I think she told them that they could cancel out like with the 0.
Yeah.
So you can still cancel it
Oh,
out.
really? I
and
can
then
still use
isolate.
my way? Or
Yeah,
half
she
of my way?
cancels out with the 0.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I do it like yours too, and that's what she said that in class.
You do it my way, you isolate at the end.
Yeah.
To me that's easier. Okay, I did
So
not know
much
she
easier.
said that.
Wait, Andrew, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why would 245 be velocity for x and not y?
Because, listen, let me draw it out for you.
Yeah.
All right, so is there a way I can no, I can't. Boop, boop. Okay, pick one. So you see what the graph I'm making over here
Yeah.
on the right side? Lois,
Yeah.
stop, please, stop. So the plane is traveling like that. that is crooked, much like my hairline. So it is traveling like that, right? It's going this way,
Yeah.
and it drops. The plane is traveling 245 meters per second. So it's going, for every second, it's going 245 meters to the right or in the air.
Got it. Okay.
It drops a care package like right here at 10,000 feet. And the care package falls down like that.
So the initial velocity and the final velocity for x would be negative 245.
Yes, it's constant.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
V of I equals V of F for x.
Oh, it's not negative, it's positive. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's probably gonna be in like part B of this question. So I'm sorry if I'm confusing y'all a little bit. I hope I'm not. So someone informed me that she said you can use your things to cancel out. So the V of I, so we have V of I delta t plus 1/2 a times delta t squared. So we know V of I is 0, so we cancel that out, right? That makes sense to everybody? Why I'm canceling this portion out? Can I get a yes in the chat?
Of course, Andrew.
Okay, thank you. So now that we have that open, thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Gausha. Now that we have delta D equals 1/2 of A times delta T squared, all we have to do is divide 2. No one's saying. All right, yes. Divide this side by 1/2 of A. Cancel out. 1/2 of A. You do 1/2 of A because the 1/2 belongs to A. That's the way it works. So now we have delta D on top of 1/2 of A equals T squared. To get T squared solo, to just get T, you have to do that to cancel it out, and then you get that. So you get the square root of delta D over 1/2 of A equals delta T. So now all we have to do is plug and play. So, blah, blah, blah. So 10,000 over 1/2 of A. A is negative 9.8. So that's going to be negative 4.9. Y'all understand how I got negative 4.9? Thank you.
Yeah.
So 10,000 divided by negative 4.9, that gives us negative 240, blah, blah, blah. 2040, 0 point numbers. And now with that, we have to square root it. So square root of negative 20,240.816327. You get the final answer, which is 45.18. That's how you solve it Miss Kelly's way. Lois, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right. Any questions on question 6A? No questions? All right. Now I think we have a question, part B to this question. So, moving on to the next question. And I messed up. Here we go. How far away from the island should the plane be when it drops the package? What? Another confusing up. How far away?
You're solving for delta
Yeah.
D.
We're
in
solving
I think
direction.
range. Yeah, range
Yeah, we're
for
looking
x.
for range.
Yeah.
We're looking for
So we got our knowns. We even have delta t. We said delta t equaled like 45.18, right? But if we want a correct answer, we'll do 45.17539.515. Our unknown is delta d of x. And what equation would we use if we have velocity, acceleration, and delta t? No one has a. No one
The
knows.
delta D equation.
Could use a delta d equation. Would that give us the right answer? I think so.
Yeah, you just multiply velocity
Yeah.
and time.
Because velocity is constant, right? V of I equals
Yeah.
V of F, which equals V. So delta D equals V of I times, what was it, delta T plus 1/2 of A times delta T squared. All right, if we're doing MS Kelly's way, which we really don't. All right, what's a hack? What's a life hack from Andrew that we learned if we have a 0? Anyone remember?
It takes out the whole thing.
Yes. If you don't want to do it that way, you just want to write all of them, yeah, sure. It's fine. But if you want, you can see A is 0, so that whole thing is going to be 0, and 0 doesn't affect it. So what do we say V of I was? 245. Good job, guys. Anyway, then we multiply that by time, which we would get is 45.175345515. So someone do that, and if you have a drop your answers in the chat.
Wait, Andrew, can you repeat that long number again?
It's 45.17539.515. You could just use 45.18, but I personally like to use the big number, so it's more accurate.
Thanks, Andrew.
5. No one's gotten the answer yet. Man, this is sad.
I got a different answer than what she got, but I plugged in the same number, so I don't know.
Huh, really?
Yeah, I got 11,061, but the
Yeah,
answer is
that's-
11,069.
What'd she get? What'd she get?
11,069.
She probably
one.
rounded it. Let's just. All right, then. Let's just do 245 times 45.18.
Wait, actually, I might have put it
Yeah.
in wrong.
No, you didn't put it in wrong. She used the rounded time.
No, I put it in wrong.
She did 245, I think, times 45.18.
Oh, she put it in wrong.
If you multiply it against the rounded one, you get 11,069.1.
Yeah.
That should be your answer.
Yeah, no, I put it in. I put a 5 instead of an 8. That's why I got the wrong answer.
I think rounded or not, she'll probably give you the point, or at least I
Yeah.
hope so. Because
Yeah,
if she doesn't,
should.
I
yeah,
don't.
if she doesn't, then that's just sadistic. I don't know what to say, dude.
It's just this is being recorded and going on YouTube.
Sadistic isn't a bad word.
I'm just saying. Watch what you say, Miss A.
Oh, like
If-
the UNHP
Yeah, yeah.
thing?
No. Miss
Oh,
subscribe to the Revs now, so she
ah,
can see this. So
of course.
I'm
of
Miss
course.
Kelly.
Hi, Miss Kelly.
Andrew, could you go back up real quick if everyone's done with this one?
Does everyone understand how I got this question? Or do you want me to go over it one more time?
Yep. I also want to say that I love UNHP. I would never like talk bad about it. You know, I love all my
Okay,
teachers.
All right.
Sure, Zach.
All right. Anyone have any questions about this? Galashik? I can't see anyone else's. Kate, Lois, Charlie, Mira, Andrew.
Go back. Can you explain the first section A again? I think I'm screwing up somewhere, but I don't understand where.
All right. What are your numbers you have?
I got delta t equals square root of negative 10,000 over 1/2 times negative 9.8.
Are you sure? Blah, blah, blah. What equation have we used for this one? All right, we have 10 minutes on this meeting.
We use the delta. We use the just delta D formula, right? And we use the y values.
All right, let me just do it real quick. Delta D equals V of I times delta T plus, not equals, plus. If you guys don't have any more questions or you have a question, if you don't have any more questions, you can leave. If you have a question, just hang back and I'll wait for everyone to leave and I'll answer your question. So if you don't have any more questions, you can leave.
Thanks, Andrew.
No problem. 1/2 A times delta T squared. All right,
Yeah.
we have this written out. Now we're gonna
Yeah.
plug it in. Do you want me? Can I do it? Which way do you want me to do it? Like Miss Kelly's way or?
Miss Kelly's way. Yeah.
Oh gosh. So I'm joking. So we know V of I equals 0, right?
Yeah. So that whole portion's crossed out.
So V of I times delta T is crossed out. So
Yeah.
now we're left with delta D equals 1/2 of A times delta T squared, right? I forgot to
Yeah.
write. Yeah.
Yeah. I got that.
Now you divide both sides by 1/2 of A.
Yeah. Did that.
So 1/2 of A. So delta D is on top of 1/2 of A equals delta T squared, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then you square root it to cancel that out. You square root that. So the square root of delta D over 1/2 of A equals T, right?
Yeah.
Now we plug it in. So we got, again, the square root
Yeah.
10,000 over, what's half of negative 9.8?
4.9.
Yeah.
Yes, good
That.
job, Kate. Negative 4.9. So what now? What you would do is do 10,000.
Wait. Why wouldn't it be negative 10,000 for displacement for height?
Oh yeah, because wasn't it dropped?
Yeah, that's what I was confused. I put in 10, like negative
We
10.
can put it negative. We'll still get the same answer.
Okay, okay. Try that real quick.
As long as your time is positive.
Okay,
That's what matters. You just have to make sure you put in the right.
okay.
So negative 10,000 divided by negative 4.9, we get 2040. Did you do that? You get 2040.
Yep, I got it.
8167, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then you square root that, and you get the answer of 45.17, so 45.18.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I get it now.
All right. Don't have any questions? You can leave. Like I said, if you have a question, just you can speak up right now. Oh, y'all waited for me.
Can you? Sure. Can you explain question 5 again?
Yes. Yeah, sorry. We have 6 minutes left in this meeting. I'm so slow. Question 5, you said?
Yep.
The egg is thrown straight into the air. All right. So, an egg is thrown straight into the air with a velocity of 0.5. So v equals 0.5. Or we can just do v of f equals 0.5. We know v is going to equal 0.5. How long will it take for the egg to splat on the ground? Acceleration with gravity equals negative 9.8. That's a fact, right? Now, what we're looking for is time. The equation we're going to be using is A equals delta V over delta T. All right? Time always has to be positive in the final answer. Just keep that in mind. So we're gonna do it Miss Kelly's way. So multiply both sides by delta t. That cancels out, and you get a times delta t equals delta v. Then you divide both sides by a, and you get delta t equals delta v over a. You understand that?
Yep.
All right. So we said delta v equals 0.5 or negative 0.5 over a, negative 9.8. I'm just gonna say something. Oh, give me 1 second. All right. 0.5 divided by negative 9.8, you get negative 0.051, right?
Yeah.
0.02. All right, but that's only going in one direction. That's only going up or down.
Okay.
So then you multiply that by 2, and you get negative 1, negative 0.1. But since time can't be negative, you just 0.1 seconds.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Anyone else have any other questions?
For number 2, did we ever determine if initial velocity would have been negative or positive, or is that still like up in the air?
Well, let me look at negative 2.2.
Yeah.
Initial velocity was 25. Acceleration was negative because he comes to a stop. I said
So
that
so we leave it at positive,
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Okay, great.
because we got like
Yeah, I feel like we
you
only
still just say
yeah.
50 meters.
Yeah, I feel like we only mess with the negatives velocity when we go to like free fall and like projectiles.
Unless it's like
Yeah.
slowing down or something. Unless it changes direction. Well,
Yeah.
I guess he did change direction. But really, it's just the numbers that matter for these types of
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, that's fine.
Signs don't really matter till the end. Anyone else have any questions? Take that as a no. All right. If you did have any other questions, the Zoom this lesson will be on our YouTube channel, and yeah. Let me just